Good morning, all. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this important occasion of the public hearing organized by the Senate Committee on Agriculture and Rural Development at the instance of the Senate. It equally gives me the pleasure to welcome the Senate President, ably represented by Senator Philip Aduda, other principal officers of the Senate, committee members here present, sponsors of the various bills, honorable members of the House of Representatives, stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen. Similarly, permit me to welcome members of the general public, the gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. We sincerely thank the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for making it possible for the committee to conduct this hearing. Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, today's hearing is aimed at receiving inputs from stakeholders and the general public with a bid to come up with relevant legislations that will promote agriculture in Nigeria. You will recall that these important bills were read first and second time in the hallowed chamber of the Senate as per our practice. A cursory look at the bills will reveal to us that they are out to serve similar goals and purposes: to ensure food security and healthy diet for all our citizens, to create jobs, development of the sector, of the agricultural sector through various value chains, and to reposition the agricultural sector in our economy. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, let me reiterate that the committee will, under your leadership, reposition the agricultural sector in this country to increase its contribution to the gross domestic product, GDP, and achieve the objective of the Global Food Organizational policies. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, invited guests, this public hearing is to consider 8 bills, namely, number 1, the Nigerian Research Institute of Fisheries and Aquaculture, Bakassi, Establishment Bill 2020. Number 2, an act to provide a legal framework for the cassava inclusion policy of the federal government, to encourage cassava farming, create a sustainable market for the produce, and for other matters connected therewith, 2022. Number 3, National Food Safety and Quality Bill 2020. 4, Donkey Slaughter Regulation and Export Certification Bill 2020. Number 5, National Veterinary Research Institute Gombe Establishment Bill 2021. Federal College of Agriculture Ogoja, Cross River State Establishment Bill 2022. Federal College of Agriculture Iseonu, Ekiti State Establishment Bill 2022. Federal College of Agriculture Technology Opia Luo Japo, Benue State Establishment Bill 2022. Distinguished colleagues, permit me to go through the bills in a summarized form to give us some insight into what each bill entails. The first bill, an act to provide a legal framework for the cassava inclusion policy of the federal government, to encourage cassava farming, create a sustainable market for the produce, and for other matters connected therewith, 2022, SB 923. This bill was sponsored by my amiable former committee chairman and the current chairman of our great party, the All Progressive Congress, APC, His Excellency, Senator Dr. Abdullahi Adamu, CON, Turakin Kefi, Nasarawa West Senatorial District, and was referred to the committee for further legislative action. This bill seeks to provide a legal framework for the inclusion of cassava flour in baking and all-purpose flour production and for other related matters. The bill is aimed at the provision of incentives that would encourage farmers to engage in farming cassava in large quantities that can sustain the Nigerian populace by making cassava flour readily available for our baking needs. Cassava is widely used in the production of so many raw materials and in the baking industry. Hence, the need to put in place adequate provision of law to create an enabling business environment for marketing of cassava and its flour accordingly. When passed into law, it will create market opportunities for Nigerian cassava farmers with the aim of ultimately reducing importation of wheat and other commodities, as well as boost our livelihood. Bill number 2. The Nigerian Research Institute of Fisheries and Aquaculture, Bakassi, Establishment Bill 2020. The bill was sponsored by Senator Gerson Bassey, Cross River South Senatorial District. This bill seeks to establish the Nigerian Institute of Fisheries and Aquaculture for fisheries and aquaculture research, education, and training in Nigeria. The objective of this bill is to conduct multidisciplinary and collaborative research on fish ecology, population, dynamics, stock assessment, and general aquatic ecology. It aims at collecting and disseminating scientific information on fisheries and other aquatic resources, as well as related natural products, education, and training by the Institute. More so, the bill, when established, will facilitate the study and identification of suitable species. It will equally cater for culture, including development, adoption, transfer, rearing technology, procedure, to study chemical and physical processes that affect the productivity of aquatic ecosystem. It has in place a monitoring process for water quality and pollution in fresh and marine water environments. The mechanization and improvement of the methods of fish farming, harvesting, processing, preservation, and mass production of fish, studying pests and diseases of fish and their control are all inclusive in the bill. Bill number 3, National Food Safety and Quality Bill 2020. The bill was sponsored by Senator Kyari Abubakar Shuaib, Borno North, who is presently the Deputy Chairman North for our great party. The objective of the bill is to provide the regulatory framework to protect the health of consumers from hazards which may be present in food and animal feed, establish the general principles of official control of food and feed safety, the obligations of food and feed business operations, and to define the functions and powers of the institutions of federal and state governments with the objective of ensuring that food and feed safety risks are effectively managed. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, this bill is seeking to establish national food safety and quality management to ensure food quality, food safety, address public health and barrier to trade, and also to conduct a regular monitoring and evaluation of the implementation of the national food safety system. Bill number 4, Donkey Slaughter Regulation and Export Certification Bill 2020. The bill was sponsored by Senator Yahya Abubakar Abdullahi, KB North Senatorial District, and was equally referred to the Committee for further legislative action. The bill, when passed into law, will seek to regulate the slaughter of donkeys, establish the breeding and ranching of donkeys through the export certification value chain, to mitigate the extinction of donkeys given their aesthetics, ecological, educational, historical, recreational, and scientific value to the nation. Bill public, be rest assured that your contributions at this hearing will form part of the committee's report to the Senate for consideration and further legislative action. I sincerely thank you all for responding to our invitation. I also thank the Senate President, ably represented by my brother, for the opportunity given to us to serve in this capacity. Once again, I welcome you all to this public hearing, while wishing you a safe journey back to your various destinations at the end of the hearing. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for the brilliant address of welcome by the chairman of the Senate Committee on Agriculture. And while he was giving us the address, to